Not as choppy as it was last night, but it's still a bit rough. I doubt there was any fishermen out there last night. Good morning, Sea of Galilee. We're going to spend most of our time right along that coastline there, and where Jesus did all his ministry and where he lived and spent all his time.
This is holy ground. We're standing on holy ground. For the Lord is present, and where he is holy. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the land. Blessed are they who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be satisfied.
Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death. Amen.
Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus.
Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death. Amen.
We're now at Tabgha, which is short for Heptabagon, which means 7 warm springs, which are on the sea here, which is why the fish love to come here. And this is Amr beginning to explain the church to everyone that we're going to visit. This is a multiplication of loaves and fish.
Stone over there. It's like a bowl where we pile all the crushed olives, and we press them, and we produce the extra version of the oil. That is the first press, as a matter of fact. This is the type of industry that we're talking about here, and this was an active industrial zone.
Is here learning about that olive tree and its meaning to Christians, and we're all now going to come into the church of the multiplication of loaves and fish, and we're going to take everybody up to the front to see the place where that miracle happened. And yes, it was a miracle. Jesus didn't just teach people to share. He really multiplied loaves and fish to feed probably close to 20,000 people.
Are we going to be on the film tonight?
You'll be in the movies tonight.
At that time, and so.
another one says, you're one of his. And he says, I do not know the man. And then a third question in front of the charcoal fire. And a girl, these are girls, this is not big guys, you know, it's not like the Roman army's asking them this. This is just young girls, servant girls and so on. She says, you're one of his, we can tell by your accent, it betrays you. You're from on the other side of the tracks, you're a Galilean. Your accent betrays you, you're one of his. And he cursed and said, damn it, I do not know the man. And then at the last minute, it says that in the Gospel of Luke, it says that he turned and Jesus looked at Peter when he denied him 3 times. The third time you heard in the background, and it said Peter looked, and Jesus looked at Peter. Can you imagine that look? No. Peter had said, I'll die for you. No one's ever going to hurt you, Lord. I'll die for you. I'll give my life for you. And he stood up and flexed his muscles. Tattoos on his arms. Nobody's going to touch you. Now 3 little girls ask her 3 questions in front of a charcoal fire, and he denies Jesus 3 times. In the Bible, 3 is ultimate. They don't have in the Bible good, better, and best. Bad, worse, and worstest. They have 3 things. So if God is holy, he's holy, holy, holy. That's ultimate. If you deny Jesus 3 times, it's ultimate, irretrievable, final. Well, we're at the Church of the Primacy of Peter. I just gave my talk, and everyone's going to go in and see. I'll take you in there now, and then we're heading to lunch. Folks are coming in now to touch the Mensa Christi, the table of the Lord. There's the rock right there. It's Mensa Christi, the table of Christ. That's where Jesus fed the disciples in John chapter 21. Here at Capernaum for lunch. We're right off the sea here. And it's called David's Harp. We like this place. It's a nice restaurant. Get the St. Peter's fish, as you will see real soon. This is the fried St. Peter's fish that we're going to eat now. It's called amnan in Hebrew. Delicious, like a tilapia. Here he is looking right at you. And here's what it looks like when we're done. A lot of bones and just a skeleton. And here's the church built above Peter's house where Jesus lived for the 3 years of his ministry. He lived right underneath this house, underneath the church in a house. There's the synagogue, and the water is right over there where the fishing boats are. There's a big church that's built like a spaceship. And we were going to have Mass here, but it got canceled because of New Year's Day. But what they're looking at here is the foundation of the house where Jesus lived for 3 years of his life. This was Peter's house, and it has a glass floor here so you can see down where Jesus lived for 3 years of his life, right outside next door to the synagogue, which is right over there. Because Jesus came, the space alien, down, and he told us that, and he promised us that, and the church has taught it from the very first century. Never was this attitude that it's only symbolic or bread and wine, whatever. It's not. It never did that ever happen before the 1600s. The whole church for 1,500 years was willing to die for the truth. That on the altar, at the hands of our good priest, thank you, Monsignor, it becomes the body and blood of Christ. And he feeds us. Why? Because he knows that we need that. And another quick argument that I used to have is that, did you know that 4 times in the Bible it says that Jesus was crucified once and for all for our sins? And you Catholics, you offer him as a sacrifice over and over and over again. It's a sacrilege. You can't offer him over and over again. He's offered once and for all for our sins on the cross. And we came back to the Ron Beach Hotel here for an hour. So everybody had a break and a time to take a rest and to regroup. And now we are both all loaded up on bus 1 and bus 2. And we're driving to Nazareth to go to the Tishreen Gourmet restaurant for a wonderful New Year's Eve dinner. So we've arrived in the outskirts of Nazareth. We're heading to the Tishreen restaurant. And we're almost there. It's a good bit of traffic today because it's New Year's.
We're at the Tishreen restaurant.
We've arrived at the Tishreen restaurant in Nazareth. Look at this, 2023 New Year's. We're looking out over Nazareth, and right there is the Church of the Annunciation where we were yesterday. Look at that, where the Word became flesh. There's more of our folks getting their pictures taken here in front of this beautiful 2023 New Year's. And we're having dinner right in here in this restaurant. It's unbelievably beautiful. There's our group right there, see? You can see them all inside there, all getting all of the appetizers. And here we are for the dinner. Look at already all the appetizers. Oh, look at the tabbouleh.
I know the tabbouleh.
Oh my goodness. And wine's being poured for everyone. This is our special New Year's Eve dinner for our pilgrims. One of the finest restaurants in Israel, right here in Nazareth. There's Amr and his beautiful wife, Umayma, and my beautiful wife, Janet. And everybody's going to have a good time tonight. Everybody's cheering for the new year and toasting Amr. Toasting Amr for picking such a great restaurant for us to eat at. The food coming out is unbelievable. These mushrooms, stuffed mushrooms, are unbelievable.
They are good.
There's the lamb chops. Look at those. Wow. Here comes this filet mignon. All the Texans. Those are all the Texans. They ordered the filet mignon.
Mostly shredded wheat and goat cheese. And then what they do, it's already there being done for you.
They're cooking it right in front of you.
And they cook the shredded wheat, and then they're gonna flip the whole thing and cook the cheese and let it melt, and then they have a special syrup very close to honey, which we produce here. And they're gonna cut it up, and the point that you want to eat that while it's warm. So we decided to bring the whole kitchen out here and do it for you.
So as we finish up our dinner here on New Year's Eve in Nazareth, overlooking the Church of the Annunciation, we wish everybody back home a very happy New Year, and we'll see you again tomorrow as we start the day out on a boat ride on the Sea of Galilee. Look at that, they love it. Our dessert right in front of us, kanafi.
The shredded wheat.
There's our dessert. We just flipped the kanafi on the other side. Look at that. Wow. Now all of the, it's toasted on the bottom. They put on some sweet honey.
Cheese.